Bro, honestly, like, bro, I don't wanna be in his shoes. Like, that indictment is ass. Bro, like for real. Like last time I thought to myself, I don't wanna be in his shoes was Diddy. Now it's Maduro. I do not wanna be in his position. God damn. There was somebody who said, man, when we can arrest a foreign dictator and charge him under the US law, why can't we do that with Netanyahu? That was fair. But guess nothing happened. Let's see what they have to say.
Jonathan Turley joins us now. Jonathan, you are a constitutional law attorney. What do you think of the argument where Maduro, he said this yesterday, I am innocent. I am not guilty. I am a decent man, the constitutional president of my
Yeah,
country. And the
sure.
judge said, just wait, slow your roll. There's time to talk about that later.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what is more debatable, that he's a decent man or the president of his country, but I'll go with the latter one. There are 50 countries that disagree with his statement that he has ever been the president of that country. He took over the country after losing an election, and he's in an even worse position than his predecessor, Noriega, who also
He was given all the possibility to leave. That was actually stupid of him.
made the same claim, claimed that he was the head of state, and lost across the board on various levels. So that dog won't hunt for Maduro, very likely. I expect he's going to lose these threshold claims. A lot of pundits and politicians have been saying that his arrest is unlawful. Well, I think the administration is saying bring it
Not
on. You're in
really.
a very good jurisdiction for Democrats, obviously. It's not a good place for Trump
Not really.
historically.
What the hell?
This judge has been very critical of Trump in the past. So we'll see how that works out. But I got to tell you, I do not expect that he will be successful in these challenges.
Couple things here. Go back to Pam Bondi last night with Sean. We played one clip. Here's another about the law enforcement function there.
And this was well within the president's Article 2 powers. It was a law enforcement
Yep.
function to arrest indicted individuals in Venezuela. Our military pulled off a flawless.
Yeah, that military operation was flawless. Gotta admit that. Even though I'm not American, bro, that was clean. 30 minutes in and out. Feels like a mission from a game, like Ghost Recon or some stuff.
Flawless execution of that. It was amazing. And, Sean, America and the Western Hemisphere is safer tonight.
So you match that with what the Wall Street Journal editorial board pens this morning. The international law illusion in Venezuela. The rogues of the world break all the rules only to deploy them against law-abiding democracies as a way to continue in their lawlessness, which you hear from a lot of people on the left. They're saying, this was a violation of international law. By the way, what we found out yesterday for Noriega, it took 20 months to get
He enabled drug cartels. That's all you have to know. That's like basically it.
to trial. The trial lasted 7 months, all total 30 months from his capture to his conviction. Is that what we're in for?
Yes, but I think it's going to be even more difficult. I've been on the defense side in the past in classified national security cases. And I got to tell you, it's like invading Russia in winter. I mean, the minute you're designated as the cleared counsel, as I've been in those cases, you sit in a little metal room called a skiff, and you go through each of those documents. And as defense counsel, you're going to want to see them, and you're going to challenge them. These are documents that were
He's so
gathered,
dumb.
evidence that was gathered for national security purposes, not with a prosecution in
Not just national security purposes, like there's other purposes behind it, which are not being displayed officially publicly. Never forget that.
mind. So it takes a long time. So we're not going to see a jury at least for a year. If
Now,
we have a trial within a
get
year,
comfortable, Maduro.
a truly
Diddy's
impressive
waiting.
case. But in terms of the case against Maduro, keep in mind that the indictment here is really crushing. Among other evidence that could very well come forward, you're going to have testimony potentially of his former head of military intelligence who confessed to being part of a drug cartel with Maduro. That's pretty devastating type of testimony that could be coming out.
There's so many things to ask about. One of them, I do want to ask about something
Yeah,
in
he's
regards to
cooked.
what the Wall Street
He's
Journal
cooked, Chet.
editorial board was saying. You have countries in the region saying that they support the action, and then yesterday at the UN Security Council, you had France complaining. And I wonder about
and others.
Well, yeah, the others did too. But I just noticed. Okay, France, sit down.
Well, France, I thought was with you, Dana. I thought that was quite notable. After we snatched Noriega, France asked to prosecute him, and so
I've seen a video where someone said, like, why they changed his outfit 4 times in the course of like 10, 12 hours. Why? made me think about a lot about that. Oh boy.
They previously not only did not object to Noriega being captured, they actually relied on that capture for their own criminal prosecutions. Now, much of this cocaine coming out of Venezuela was going to France and the rest of Europe. So it's a little bit incoherent as to.
Yeah, Macron has been real quiet since that one. He needs his fix. I mean, like we've all seen the memes. It's ironically convenient that these countries have a pattern together. It's ironically convenient.
The position of France today as opposed to the position before. But you have a real division here. You've got House Democrats and House Senate members on the Democratic side who are not objecting to the capture. Lawrence Jones actually just got Senator Shaheen just less than an hour ago to say that she does not object to the capture of Maduro. He asked point blank, should we have not captured Maduro? And she said no. She's just worried about the aftermath. So there's much more division here than it may appear.
There's always going to be an aftermath. Overthrowing regimes can't be done without any. You gotta have violence in there, like precision, tactical, strategical. But it can't be peaceful. And I get it, why they're doing it. I really do. I understand on that one, but not with Greenland.
That's a very fair point there.
Nope.
Quickly, a story that got way overlooked, and I think we have to give it its proper due. In Cincinnati over the weekend, J.D. Vance's home was apparently ransacked or broken into. A guy with a hammer. Here's what he said on X. That's the home. He said, as far as I can tell, a crazy person tried to break in by hammering the windows. I'm grateful to the Secret Service and Cincinnati police for responding quickly. So here is the suspect, age 26, William DeFore, back in April of 23.
It's always that weird looking. Yeah, well, but that's not topic. In case any of you are wondering, creating a video. Trump is not to be messed with. Like for real. Like he's in I think he's developing that kind of God complex. Like he's growing into a behemoth that, like a lot of people, in my opinion, like slow down. Like I get all what you're doing, but like there's some stuff that that was. Somebody go give Trump a hug. He can't be stopped. Won't be reckoned with. Like for real. Like next target after Greenland is Cuba. Like he sent out a message for a few of them, but like he claims Cuba cannot survive on like when the when Venezuela. Like news after news after news is just dropping. Like somebody go give Trump a hug. That boy can't be stopped. Like he sent out a few messages to a few countries. Like do that, and we punish you with that. Like next on the list is Cuba. Like he claims like he can put pressure on Cuba because Venezuela been supplying them with like free, like almost cheap oil. So like US got Cuba in a chokehold. That's basically it. I mean, like for a lifetime, for years, Cuba had huge discounts, even delayed payment terms, like which were like a huge red flag in my opinion. I mean, like listen to that one. Or exchange for Cuban doctors, intelligence support, and security services. Absolutely wild. What the hell? Like I got a video, and I just want to show you guys. Like Maduro capture has Maria Corina Machado and Trump all going crazy. But there's just no chill about it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notification. Let that bell ring you. We all gotta say it. We all gotta do it. And let's get into the next video.
Praising President Trump for capturing Maduro, calling it a turning point.
January 3rd will go down in history as the day justice defeated a tyranny. It's a milestone, and it's not only huge for the Venezuelan people and our future, I think it's a huge step for humanity, for freedom and human dignity. I'm planning to go back to Venezuela as soon as possible. As I've always said.
Yeah, she's still in hiding. A lot of Venezuelans agree with Trump and his actions, though. So, like, you got to question yourself. If the citizens of that country agree with the action of a foreign military strategic operation, then there's just something wrong. Maduro wasn't in the wrong, is in the wrong. There's no peaceful protest. There's no peaceful overthrow of the government, of the regime. You got to do it strategically, precise. There's just no way about it. Like I did an interview. Like, I reacted to the interview, and I have to say, like, till now, up till this point, she has some sort of backbone, so it could work.
Every day I make a decision where I am more useful for our cause. That's why I stayed in hiding for over 16 months, and that's why I decided to go out, because I believed that at this moment I'm more useful to our cause, being able to speak out from where I am right now.
Machado was barred from running in the latest general election against Maduro, even though she won the opposition primary. And the fall of Maduro putting another communist country on notice. Cuba, whose entire economy depends on Venezuelan oil, now facing an uncertain future, with President Trump saying he expects drastic change.
I mean, like, he got them in a chokehold. It's like he can almost do whatever he wants with that. Like, his terms had to be met with, I guess. I mean, good luck, Cuba.
You were just talking about Cuba and what could come next there. Are you considering U.S. action in Cuba?
We're not. I think it's just going to fall. I don't think we need any action. It looks like it's going down. It's going down for the count.
Our next guest is the son of Cuban immigrants who, along with his family, fled the Castro regime when he was just 7 years old. Republican candidate for New York State Comptroller and biotech entrepreneur Joseph Hernandez joins me now. Joseph, do you agree with the president that Cuba is about to fall on its own? And if so, how soon?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me. I absolutely agree. I think, look, Cuba has been oppressed for such a long period of time. People like us and my family, we fled communist Cuba for a better life, and we were luckily to be embraced by this amazing country. We're so indebted to this beautiful place and these beautiful people that we call Americans. And I think the timeline for Cuba is very short-lived. They can't survive without Venezuela. They used to get 100,000 barrels of oil a day that supported their economy. They were basically trading doctors and operatives for oil, and that has stopped. So I think it's just a matter of time, and we sit here as Cuban Americans praying for that to happen quickly rather than longer.
I hate to put a number on it, but I'd like to pin you down. Are we talking weeks, months? What are we talking here, Joseph?
I mean, look, I think you're already seeing turmoil in Cuba. It's been existent for the last couple of months. There've been energy shortages. There've been, lack of food and basic sustenance. So, look, you could only oppress the people for so long. The Cuban people have been oppressed for a very, very long period of time, and it's a matter of human rights at this point. And I think the world has to look at this and ask themselves the right questions as to whether it is right for this regime to continue to control the Cuban people. And I would argue that it's not.
Well, let's look at a picture of you while you were in Cuba as a young boy. Obviously, we hear stories, but those of us who don't live there, who haven't lived there, don't understand what it's like to live under a repressive regime. Tell us about your experience, Joseph.
I don't know that.
Well, look, I was lucky. I was raised by great parents. My father was a political prisoner. He was thrown in prison because he didn't agree with the local politician, the local Communist Party member, and he was thrown in prison. There he got encephalitis. He was in a coma for a number of months. We ended up coming here to America and starting a life from nothing. My dad washed dishes when he came here. My mom cleaned houses, but they taught us to work hard, get educated, and love this adopted country that gave us a chance that our own country didn't. And that's the basis by which I was raised, and that's what we as Cuban Americans, love this country so much.
I mean, like, I always agree if immigration is done correctly and properly. Like, I welcome everybody. Like, I would too. But like, I would prefer if people in power actually fix the country, so these people don't have to move and run and have entire generations be on a run. I mean, it's just stupid in my opinion. But like I said, who am I, right?
We're so lucky. We're so appreciative of the opportunities we had here and the genuine love of the American people. And so we're indebted to this country.
It is a beautiful American story. As for the people that are...
Yeah, sounds like the American dream. I mean, like, it works for some families. It actually does.
Still in Cuba, what happens? Describe the domino effect that happens now that the flow of Venezuelan oil is cut off. Work us through what the individuals, the people that live there, have to deal with now.
Well, I think, look, the lack of power, these people, they have daily shortages of energy. Just imagine your power being shut off on a continual basis for a number of days. I think that is routine. There's no food, there's no protein. These poor people can't live off protein. They don't get beef like you and I do, or chicken. They have to live on very basic starch-based foods. There's continued oppression. There's, of course, dissent, and the dissents are being suppressed. You got to remember that the Cuban apparatus, the intelligence apparatus Cuba has built is so sophisticated, is very advanced. It's equivalent to things like the Mossad and the CIA. As a matter of fact, the DI, which is called the Directive of Intelligence in Cuba, was really running the intelligence community in Venezuela. They're a very sophisticated organization, and these are overzealous communists that really believe in the ideology. And I unfortunately foresee more oppression before we see freedom, but it's not going to be a pretty timeline.
And it certainly does beg the question why the biggest city in the state that you want to represent, Joseph. Here's your story.
Now people will flee New York for better life. I am Cuban. They imprisoned my grandfather for a simple protest. I hope they fail quickly. Yeah, bro. I think it will happen. Cuba was rich until 1959. All of these countries. Not all of them, but you start to see the pattern. Yeah, at this point of history, we all want Cuba to be different. And it will take some time. It will definitely take some time. Yeah, I wish good luck to the people of Cuba. That being said, see you in the next one. All right. Next one video done. Let's get to the next one. Welcome to those 3 viewers. I hope you're having a good time. Talk to me. Where you from? What's the reason you stopped by? Hmm? Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll end it for now. That was a test.